I think a lot of people think I'm going to make a video about Big L Libertarianism. I'm not, and I hope you're not too disappointed. I sympathize somewhat with libertarians, though I'm not one myself anymore. I had my fling with the Big L party back in college when I was briefly county chair, as the previous county chair stepped down to run for office. I find some of their arguments interesting, and I think the primary appeal is that they're consistent to an ideology, rather than to issues. Ron Paul, the faux Republican, idealizes this principle. His inability to be elected largely stems from the fact that he sticks to his principles, even when they don't represent the views of the mainstream of the Republican Party.
Why should we stick to the mainstream Republican Party when we don't agree with them? Last I heard, they were wanting to expand government and, well, expand our wars. Iran's a bad dog. We need to spank them. Let them be. They're not bothering us. We need to worry about ourselves. You know, let them destroy themselves. That's their prerogative. I digress.
This video is about the libertarian argument, which goes something like this. The government has no right to tell people what they can or can't do in the privacy of their own homes.
Yup. No harm. No crime. You know, if I'm not harming you, how is it breaking the law?
Places of business or public spaces. I want to be very clear. This isn't a fallacy by itself. Personal freedom is a universally good thing. I just want to discuss when I find it particularly unconvincing as an argument.
Maybe inconvenient to you. Let's continue on.
First, let's start with a case study. Imagine the presidential candidates are on their way to a conference together and the plane crash lands on a distant island. The candidates are the only survivors, and they have to forage and fish for food, remain on guard for ships or airplanes on the horizon, and also the usual housekeeping chores. So they divide up the tasks. Let's say Romney is in charge of fishing, Newt the cooking and foraging, Santorum keeps watch for planes and ships, and Ron Paul is in charge of gathering firewood and maintaining the latrine and fire. Only Ron Paul decides he really doesn't want to do that.
Now my question is, why do you pick Ron Paul for that? This is just picky ass shit, but why do you pick this? I can tell you right now that if Ron Paul decided not to participate in, then, well, Ron Paul would not be able to partake of anything that the rest of the people participated in. I do not believe in a welfare system. They don't want to participate, then they don't get a part of it. That is the libertarian way. You really haven't learned the libertarian way, my friend.
He's decided that he'd rather build a hammock and spend his days staring at the palm trees. The group
So, that's his prerogative. That's not going to feed him. That's not going to shelter him. That's not going to do anything for him.
Together in an attempt to persuade him, explaining the danger of starvation or the missed rescue attempt that would come from someone else covering his duties.
Why would you waste your time trying to explain this? It is their choice. Fine. Let it be. This is what libertarianism is. you've got a very tweaked, offset view of what libertarianism is. If they don't want to participate, then fine. They don't collect from that group. They have to worry about themselves.
Ron Paul insists that he has no interest in cooperating.
I'm really resenting this, that you're using Ron Paul as the person. But he does not have to participate. He can take care of himself. Think about it. Libertarianism is all about taking care of yourself. You don't need other people to take care of yourself unless you recruit them to help you. It is entirely up to you. I don't think that you Concoordance have really figured out what true libertarianism is. But we will continue.
The rest of the group agree that if he doesn't share in the work, he should receive much less food.
He should receive nothing. If he does not want to contribute, he should receive nothing. I am a libertarian. Let's continue.
Ron Paul explains that he would rather be a little hungry than help. At that point, the group faces a choice. They can force it.
No. This is where you get entirely confused. You leave him out of the group. He doesn't want to be a part of the group, then you leave him out. That is libertarianism. I'm not going to go any further into this video because it just gets mundane with this bit about, well, you can force him and this, and I'm sorry, no. You leave them out of the group. They're on their own. They drive like a maniac and kill somebody, well, then they have got to make amends to the person that, well, the family of the person that they have killed. Do no harm is what libertarianism is. You do harm to a person, you got to make amends.
So you're Chris will not go.
I know, not what you expected.
I understand you're going to gun this.
If you want to, we can go into a blog TV on this. I would love to co-sponsor you, and we could go in on this. Ron Paul is for the individual rights. This joker here, he doesn't even know about rights. This joker here wants to tell you how to live your life. And this joker here, we won't even go into. If you really understand personal liberties, personal rights, this is the gentleman right here that you want to vote for. It's not madness.
Under duress to comply. Say,
think about it. Think about it. Think. All right, folks. This is a what the fuck for April 2nd. And this video really fucking deserved it. Peace.